Listen to the artists of today. Travel with them along their way through the Doris Hall James Indie Show. The Doris Hall James Indie Show. Oh.
Now introducing Miss Doris Hall James.
Good evening and welcome to the Doris Hall James Indie Show. I'm so happy that you took out the time tonight to join me. Our guest tonight is from Laurel, Mississippi, and boy, does she have a voice. So I want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Elle Jai from Laurel, Mississippi. How are you, Elle Jai?
Hi, I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm okay. Welcome to the show.
You.
I've been listening to your music and I'm completely overwhelmed with this voice you have. Okay? You're doing great things. Now we want to get right into the interview, okay? So tell me, how did you meet your manager?
I did a show here and instantly made friends with this young lady that was at the show, and she introduced me to my manager. We eventually had a meeting, and it's been hard work and blessings since then.
Okay. Well, when he approached you, did you have other offers from other managers, or was he the first manager that approached you that you said yes to?
Well, he was the first manager here in Montgomery. I had had previous experiences with other managers that didn't quite go well. So I knew by the time I met him, he had basically appreciated and acknowledged that I had, that there wasn't going to feed me any, BS, no games. And he was all business.
Okay, and that's Ron Seifert, right?
Correct.
Okay, so with Ron, you and Ron, you have a good relationship, and you get the job done, and that's what we need in a manager, right? That's what you need in a manager, right?
Right.
Oh, right. I'm gonna talk to you a couple of years from now. I hope you have the same feeling. Okay. Now, you've been doing interviews and photo shoots and studio work. Are you excited about how your career is soaring?
I am, because it's been a short amount of time, and I've been doing this for over a decade with, by myself with no results. So now to have a team to handle all of the new engagements and the new inquiries, the timing could not be more perfect.
Okay, and when I was talking to you one night, and I said, well, you guys send me this, or you guys send me that, you said, well, I'll tell my team. Many of us can't say that. Many of us say, okay, we'll get it done in the next few minutes, because we are the team. So congratulations on that. Congratulations on that. So is your career going as you expected it to go?
To be honest, it's going better than I expected it. To be honest, I went into this whole experience feeling like this is all or nothing. I've tried it for a long time, many disappointments. And I told my team, like, if this doesn't work, then I quit.
Well,
this is gonna work. So yeah, it turned out I really didn't have a lot of expectations. I was just like humbled and just said whatever God blesses me with, I'm okay with.
Okay. Well, lots of times that lots of times it works, lots of times it doesn't work. But one thing that I think I know is that if music is your passion, you won't give up. You may stop for a minute and put together a different team and, do it a different way, grab somebody else and come right on back until you find the perfect one. Okay. But I'm glad you got that team.
Thank you. I'm glad as well.
Now, what was it like opening up for, was it Beverly Crawford?
Oh, she was a doll. She was a sweetheart. It was so much fun because it was her birthday. So the show that I was able to do, I was able to celebrate with her. We celebrated backstage, and that's when I got to, get to know her personally. And she has such a sweet spirit, such a humble spirit. And she gave me some words of wisdom and encouragement, and I was a fan. I was like a groupie at that moment.
Okay. Well, how did you get to connect with Beverly?
So it was basically just set up that way. The people that were on program to sing basically automatically got VIP access backstage to celebrate her birthday with her. So it was basically just an honor for me to even be asked to be on that platform with her that day.
And you open up, right? How many songs did you sing in the opening?
I only did one for that show. They requested for me to do "I Need Thee," and I did that. I did that song, and that was it. And of course, they kind of wanted like an encore, so I kind of had to come back and do a little bit of the end, a little bit. But I just did that one.
Okay. Okay, and I bet you knocked them off their feet with that one, didn't you? I know you did.
That's what they say.
Yeah, I bet you did. I did. Now, how about Tamela Mann? How did you get that gig? How did you get to open up for her?
It was one of the same. It was the same platform. They enjoyed me so much at Beverly's event. They invited me back to open up for Tamela, and Tamela didn't get to hear me sing, but I did get to meet her and her husband in the lobby because we had vendor tables set up, and she was a joy. She was a sweetheart. She was a blessing.
So how did you feel after, how did you feel after opening up for those two big icons? How did you feel then?
It was an honor. It was mind-blowing and amazing. And I enjoyed that they were so accessible. They were so personable because I did Sunday's Best and I made all 3 rounds. So I was judged by Donnie McClurk and Kim Burrell and Yolanda Adams, and Kim Burrell didn't like me so much. So to hear what the celebrities have to say about me, like as just, a local talent or a beginner or somebody starting out, it was a very humbling and blessing experience just to be able to be in the same room as them and to be able to give me critiques on what I can do better to have longevity in my career.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, I was told that you auditioned for American Idol at one point.
Yes, I did.
Okay, tell us. Twice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell us about that experience.
It really didn't even go far. You stand outside all day and you finally get in the gym and you're auditioning for these random people at the table. And the crazy part about it, the second time that I did it, I don't know if anybody remembers or not, but this guy went viral for this song called Pull Your Pants Up. It was an older man and his song was Pull Your Pants Up, boy, get your pants off the ground, get your pants off the ground. He won, like he was in the same group with me and they dismissed me and picked him. We were in the same line together. So it's crazy. And as a matter of fact, same thing with Sunday's Best. I was right in front of Joshua Rogers the entire time. He actually got sick before the show, and almost didn't get to audition, but he did, and he ended up winning that year. So it was crazy. But there's a lot more to those shows than a lot of people realize, and it's not just about talent. So I understood why I didn't make it. It was no hard feelings. I understood the business aspect of it. So that's why when people are like, "Are you gonna audition again?" I'm like, "No,
Right.
never."
Well, usually it's always something behind the curtain. You know, it's always a gimmick to it, or sometimes the winners are known before they even, I remember one time, I have to tell you a story, one time that my girlfriends and I were in this contest downtown Philadelphia, and we were singing, and it was another girl was singing, and everybody said she was going to win, she was going to win anyway. And sure enough, she won, and we weren't surprised because I guess they had her chose as the winner. So what we did is we kept on trying, but at the end of at that show, they gave us little tiaras to wear on our hair. We were so we walked out there with tiaras, and she walked out with the big trophy. But that's how it is. But that didn't stop us. We kept on going, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so now, what's SIP? What was that?
So Southern Inspirational Praise, it was a nonprofit type of organization that it was crazy. A little girl, a young lady that I used to mentor, she went to church with the owner that owns Southern Inspirational Praise. He was doing a talent search, was looking for talent. The young lady referred me, and I actually, they didn't tell me anything. They just told me to go to this church because somebody needed me to sing, and realized that it was an audition, and I ended up being in, that was the first talent show I'd ever been in my entire life, and I won. And one of the stipulations, thank you. One of the stipulations with winning, he did stage plays as well as other events. And because I was the winner, I was a part of a lot of those events. So it was dope.
It was good, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've noticed that reading some information about you, they compared you with Whitney Houston. Why is that?
So from what I was told, it's the versatility. A lot of the music that I've been working on has not come out yet, but trust and believe they've had me working, because they said the way it's looking, literally, my schedule is booked for months. And someone who does tours, she's already looking into putting a tour together for me. So my team is like, well, we got to get this studio stuff done, because soon you're not even going to be available to record. But I'm able to do pretty much all genres, multiple genres. I mean, wedding songs. One of my records is a wedding song. One of them is a inspirational, kind of like a mainstream. I have a country song. I have a pop song. I have R&B, Southern soul, gospel, pretty much every genre possible. And from what they explained is nobody has really been able to do that since the late great Whitney, which I'm honored. She was like the only person I ever wanted to meet in my life. As a kid, I had the karaoke machine with the cassette tape with the lyrics in it, and I grew up loving her, being inspired by her. So it's very flattering and very honored to even be compared to her greatness. She was phenomenal.
Yeah, she was great. She was great. I know my son asked me about a week ago, who would I choose as being the best singer, my favorite singer. I don't know who he thought I was going to say, so I said Whitney Houston. And when I said that, he laughed. And I said, well, what's funny? He said, she's my favorite too. Now my son is in his early 40s, and I said, "Oh, here's her." But he said she's my favorite too. So I said, "Well, at least we have something in common, right?"
I think she is hands down everyone's favorite. Like, it's, to be honest, I haven't heard a lot of negativity or bad comments when you mention her name. Like, that's just how powerful she was.
Mm, mm. Okay, we're gonna take a commercial for just 1 second. Okay,
Okay.
so hold on a minute. We'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Tim Hudson, drummer, producer, songwriter. I listen to the Doris Hall James Indie Show on Facebook Live on Thursdays at 8 p.m. By the way, listen to my next single, Anniversary, which was released on February the 14th, 2021, and you can download it on all digital music platforms.
Now, I was thinking when we talk about Whitney, do you have any other favorite female artists that inspired you to sing? Just that you inspired you to sing? Huh?
Yes, Jasmine Sullivan.
Oh, isn't she from Philadelphia? Okay.
No, because she was underground for so many years before anybody really gave her any recognition. And she started, being recognized for her music. But I listened to her back when she was in Britain and in London and traveling and doing those underground shows that nobody really knew about. But I used to listen to her every day. I used to practice her songs in my car. Like, she makes me feel, she has the type of music that I call that puts me in my feels. When she did Bust Your Windows Out Your Car, I've never busted a window in my life. However, when when I heard that song, I felt like it was the anthem, and I was in that category. Like, I felt it. It empowered me and liberated me in a way that I'm sure it liberated women who had gotten that angry and have done that. And her ability to do that in whatever she sings it's amazing. It's mind blowing for me.
Yeah, she's if I'm not mistaken, I think she's from here. Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia, and I think she's from Philadelphia. And I know that I know some friends that know her, and they were telling me how great of a singer she is. I listened to some of her music, and she is just as great as they say she is. So I'm gonna try to go and get Jasmine and pull her in here one day so she can come and tell her story. Okay. Now, we want you to think about your gospel and your soul and your R&B, your pop, and tell us, which one do you enjoy the most? Which one do you prefer to do?
So
Soul?
Southern Soul or Soul, yes.
Okay. Southern Soul. Okay. So when I listened to you the other night, I think that's what you were doing. You were doing Southern Soul, and you were absolutely great. And it's Give It Back. Is that one of your Southern Soul songs?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a listen to Give It Back right now. Okay?
Okay.
Give It Back. Elle Jai.
what I know now, I would have kept my dues. I should have been a cheating wife instead of being faithful to you. No, I should have ran when they said walk away. Now I'm left standing to deal with my fate. What could I have done to make this change? To make you not treat me this way? Oh, give it back. Give it back. I want it back. All the time I gave to you. Oh, give it back. Give it back. I want it back. I want it back. All the attention I paid to you. Oh, give it back. Give it back. I want it back. I want it back. All the time I gave to you. Oh, give it back. Give it back. I want it back. I want it back. All the attention I paid to you. Leave it at the door. I decided I don't wanna see you no more. I wish you well, then again I don't. I hope your heart gets wrapped up, tied up and choked. Just take the loss, whatever the cost, 'cause I'm keeping all your money. You'll see, you'll get by, you'll get the rule. And there's one other thing that you can do. Give it back. Give it back. I want it back. I want it back. All the time I gave to you. Oh, give it back. Give it back. I want it back. All the attention I paid to you. Oh, give it back. Give it back. I want it back. I want it back. The time I gave to you, baby. Give it back. Give it back. I want it back. All the attention I paid to you. Give it back. I want it back. And you just don't walk away. Give it back. I'm done.
Hi, this is Timmy Ingram. On Thursday nights at 8 p.m., I listen to the Doris Hall James Indie Show.
Thank you, Tim. That's a great song. Did you write that song?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, you wrote this song. Was it from Give It Back? Give It Back, right? Was it written from personal experiences?
No, but it was written from observations of experiences that I see my friends and family go through. I knew it would be relatable, and there were a lot of men or a lot of women, and I know it happened to men as well, who were, tired of wasting their time on failed relationships. And if they could get it back, they definitely would.
Okay. And so you wrote the song, and you went in the studio and you did the song. Is this on one of your forthcoming? Is this one of your forthcoming LPs?
No, this one is just going to be released as a single.
Okay, this is going to be a single. Are you planning to do an LP?
Yes.
Okay. And how about the song? Was it Party?
So the Party With Me, that one is going to be on a separate one. So we're submitting them based on the genre. So we'll be grouping them together. Now we did have an idea that I think was it Shaka? Was it Shaka Khan? Well, one of the legendary singers would do, she would put on her Southern Soul projects or on her soulful projects, she would include one gospel track on there. So we're considering doing that on my soul albums, but all of the albums will be grouped together and released as, you know, a gospel album or just an R&B album or just a soul album, just to keep down, you know, any confusion. And if, you know, you may not like gospel or you may not like country. So I don't want anyone to buy an album and then skip through the songs and like, oh, they buy an album, but the only song they like is track 8.
Yeah.
And so I don't want anyone to purchase a full album only for one song. So.
Well, that's how they used to do back in the day. You know, I know, seriously, you get a hit song, so you put in an album, and they get the whole album, you know. And all we wanted to do is get to that song, dance or whatever off that song. But that's fine. But how's the studio time? You stay in the studio a lot now?
Yes, a lot, because we have so many on the Savage World Entertainment label. There are many producers, and they're everywhere, many states and different cities. So even when I'm on the road doing shows, I'm still able to record because we have producers who have studios set up everywhere. We actually have taken the equipment with us, and sometimes I'm in the car on the way to an event and I'm in the car writing, or one of the producers, Omni Crenshaw, he was mixing some of the pre-recorded songs that I had done while we're in the car on the way to the show. So it's literally, it's team no sleep.
How do you do it? How do you do all that? How do you get all that done? Your schedule is very hectic.
To be honest, I think motherhood may have prepared me for it because it's the norm for me. And then I don't know, I'm a business admin major, so maybe that has something to do with it as well. But multitasking is just, it's what I do. I'm one of those type of people. I don't like sitting still. Like sitting still, not doing anything, not being productive, that gives me anxiety. But the going, my team actually has to make me stop. They have to make me say, okay, Elle Jai, take a day, get some rest. We're not doing that today. You're going to get some sleep, and then we'll pick it back up in a couple of days. And I'm like, but I can do it now. As a matter of fact, that song, Give It Back, I recorded it, and I had a full-blown, I was recovering from a full-blown sinus infection. And they were like, really? They were like, we can just reschedule and do this another day. I was like, no, I'm getting this done today. Like, let me do it. I can do it. And I recorded, I think, like 8 songs in a week during that time. So I'm a go-getter. My work ethic is just, it's very strong. And that's what I like about my team. They don't drag their feet. They don't, you know, slow me down. They keep me moving. They keep me working, and they keep up. They keep up. They don't make excuses. And I'm one of those. I don't make excuses. So, I mean, nothing else to do but get it done.
And that's the only way to do it. You know, I have, you know, I go from 4 o'clock in the morning, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm really serious, okay? And the thing that bothers me most is just that in that time that I'm running, doing all these things, I don't get enough done, okay? I don't feel I get enough done. And they'll say, well, take a break, but they don't understand. I can't hardly take a break when I know all these things I have to do, you know? I'm trying to slow down, but it's real hard. So I understand where you're coming from. You got to get it done.
That's definitely right.
Okay. Now, let's go back, way back, to tell me how all of this began. How did your singing begin? Why did you choose this as a career?
I wish I could say I was one of those that grew up singing all my life and singing since I was 2, but that honestly is not my story. As a kid, I really didn't even know I could sing. It wasn't until I got into high school, my cousin, Tarian Hearn, he had a group. They were all rappers. And for some reason, he chose me to sing on the songs that they needed a singer on. He taught me how to write and he taught me how to sing those hooks. And so that's where my craft comes from, where I'm able to be in the world and just observe and able to write from other people's perspective, because during that time I was just a kid in high school and I didn't know they were older than me. So I couldn't relate to the things that they were rapping about, but I had to emulate it and make it kind of make it reach the listeners, reach the people who were going to listen to it and make it believable. And then when I got in high school, my music teacher, my band teacher, and my basketball coach, they were friends. And one of them, they were a preacher's kid. So they kind of took me under their wing after school and would take me to this church to kind of get rid of the fear and help cultivate my gift. But I will say I didn't get comfortable and actually start singing for real until I joined my church years ago. And that just singing regularly is just what helped cultivate my gift. I think like the second day that I joined the church, the praise team was like, "Oh yeah, you're singing." I was like, but I didn't try or anything. Like they didn't do a rehearsal or anything. It was like, you just had to get up there, you had to learn. And I liked the method because you didn't sing what you rehearsed the night before. You literally had to be on your P's and Q's at all times. That meant when you were not at church, you had to be in your prayer closet. You had to be in your word. You had to stay prepared because you may come to church that morning and somebody else's song, he might point at you and tell you to sing it. And so you always had to be prepared. And I think that type of training helped me prepare for the real world and everything else that came with it.
Wow. So you didn't come from a musical family?
I did. Now my mother and my father both sang. However, they didn't really pursue the craft like I did. I don't know if they didn't have dreams to sing professionally or not, but church was as far as it went. And my grandmother had me a lot of times because my dad had played so many roles in the church. But I will say now from my dad, that love of being on the road, I got from him because he drove the church bus. After church or whatever, I was always on the bus, and after church, the choir may have had to go sing at another church or sing somewhere else. So we were on the road a lot, and I loved it. So I still do. I just hate driving, but I love to travel, and I do think I got that from him. My mom did dibble and dabble in studios in the past, so I was able to tag along for some of those events, but they never really pursued it. As a matter of fact, they kind of had an issue with me doing it professionally for a while when I had kids. They're like, you're a parent now, you got to be serious. But the crazy part is, even with degrees and experience, a couple years back, I could not get a job to save my life. I applied everywhere, nobody would hire me at all, and traveling and singing on the road was my full-time job. It paid the bills, it kept food on the table, it kept clothes on my kids' back, and hey, it's been taking care of us ever since. So
and that's how a lot of these artists have made it. They did live performances and they traveled, and that was their livelihood. The good thing about it is that they were able to make a living, The not so good thing about it is as we get older, we can't, stay on the road as much. And if we didn't have really a good profession, it could create a problem, So that's like the pros and cons that I grew up with. If, I could do it, but then I had to have a profession so that if I was too tired or too old to travel, then I had something else that I could do. But that's great. Now, what did you, I want you to think about this question, because there's a slew of, when I say great, sensational, fantastic performers out there, female performers. I meet so many ladies that can sing. They can sing, right? What makes you different? What makes you stand out from the rest?
To be honest, the only thing that's different for me is just my anointing. That's it. Other than that, because it does the work. It's not me at all. Without it, I can't give people the experience that they get when they come to a live performance. And that's just the honest to God truth. Most of the time, that's why I'm able to be so humble about it when people are, oh, you were this and you were that. And I'm just like, I was surprised. It surprised me too. So, if it wasn't planned, it was literally, and I get nervous before every show. So, I was always kind of taught that when you get nervous, that's that time to, pray and let God know, like, okay, I need you. If you get to a point where you're no longer nervous and you think you got it, that's when you're in trouble. So, just honestly keeping God first and maintaining or cultivating my anointing, maintaining my relationship with Him. I honestly think that is the only thing that sets me apart from any other vocalist that anybody may put me up against, because I can't do half of the things they do. I'm just as much of a fan of them as everyone else. And I listen to a lot of vocalists and try to learn and soak up all of the knowledge and wisdom that they give as well. So I don't think, like, if you put me on a stage with Jasmine Sullivan, I would die. I would die. I would lose it. I would be there like, you want me to do what? I'll play the flute at this show. I'm not singing next time. No.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Well, Elle Jai, what are some of the pros? Now you may be on the stage with Jasmine one day, so you can do it. But what are some of the pros and cons of your career thus far?
The pros, I get to do what I love. I love reaching people in a way that other people may not. I love touching lives, changing people. I love just being around good energy, giving people good vibes. I tend to run into a lot of people that they love my energy and they love my spirit, but they're used to so much negativity, so much phoniness, or whatever they've dealt with in their life, until just being goofy with me, or being real and open and free or comfortable with me is a healing within itself. And that blesses me that I'm even able to do that, because I know what it's like to be scarred and broken. But to just have this awesome career where I get to literally do what I love. Not only do what I love, this stage for me is like my altar. That it's therapeutic for me. It keeps me balanced. So to be able to have that balance, and if it helps other people, that's wonderful. But to have that outlet to be such a delivering and healing experience for me is a blessing in itself. But some of the cons of the profession is the griminess of the business, the unfair reality of it all. I'm trying to think of a better word, but the the grimy people that the fake people that you run into that have probably already sold their soul for $1. And the fact that I'm not able to be home as much as I would like and spend time with my kids as much as they would like. And sometimes it is a lot of work, and sometimes I have to make time to get rest. And I'm on the road a lot. So when I come home, all of my friends want my time, or my family want my time, and I'm trying to find time to split it up amongst everybody, support, because a lot of my friends sing and they perform and do things as well. So trying to find time to support them because they support me big time. Just trying to pick and choose and be there for everybody. And sometimes it makes me feel selfish when I take time for me or take time to say, no, not tonight. I'm going to get some sleep. Sometimes it's hard. It is hard.
It is hard. Okay, we're going to have a little commercial for a moment. We'll be right back. Okay.
Hi, this is Timmy Ingram. On Thursday nights at 8 p.m., I listen to the Doris Hall James Indie Show.
Okay, we're back. I wanted to ask you a couple more things because, what are your I'm thinking about this, your short and long-time goals? What are they?
Short term right now would be getting the music out to the world and touring. And long term, the longevity of my career and building or establishing stability and success for me and my family.
All right, that's good. How about some shout outs? Do you have any ones that you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Let me move on to the light. Definitely want to shout out to Records Management, Savage Entertainment, my family, my friends, Tina Norman, my biggest supporter, my kids, my mom, my dad for creating me. And of course, God most definitely. But that's about it that I could think of. Just my fans, everybody from rocking with me, my friends. And Doris, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. And you know what? I have a special thing for you tonight. We have an artist alert tonight. And it's Charlene Holloway. And she's going to sing a song called Lord, You've Been So Good to Me, which all of us can say that. Let's bring on Charlene Holloway.
Listening to the artists of today.
Never knew so much happiness. Never felt so much joy. Since you came into my life, now I have so much more. Lord, you've been so good to me. Lord, you've been so good.
That is a beautiful song. And it's so meaningful to all of us. These days and time, we have to give him praise. We have to thank him for all the things he's done and all the things he's continuing to do. So that song is called Lord, You've Been So Good to Me. And you can find that on all social media platforms. And it's by Charlene Holloway. Okay? All right. Now, I want you to give us some inspirational words for all the listeners that are listening in tonight. Okay? Many of the younger crowd, they want to be entertainers. They want to be singers or musicians. Can you give them some words of inspiration?
Yes, definitely put God first. I know it sounds very cliche. I even went through a time feeling like, okay, I've been putting God first and it's still not working out. But honestly, it can't happen without Him. If you're not allowing your steps to be ordered, it'll be ordered into a bad situation that only He'll be able to get you out of. So you're gonna need Him regardless. Go ahead and just start out great, and you can finish strong. And I wrote a song called He Knows, because at the end of the day, He knows the bills are due. He knows that you're having a hard time at home. He knows that the kids are acting crazy, the husband or the wife is acting crazy. But you just pray that God's will be done. Don't give up. Keep working, because hard work will work when talent is not.
Yes. Yes.
So don't ever give up. Continue to strive.
Don't
And
ever give up.
it'll work out.
Don't ever give up. But I want to thank you so much. Okay. I want to thank you for coming on my show. I'm going to keep track of what you're doing and where you are and all your albums that you're getting ready to record. And we're going to stay in prayer for you. And we wish you the best of luck. Best of luck. Okay. Now, I want to thank all the fans for joining in today. I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. I want to thank TKBSDS Productions, Tim Hudson, Timmy Ingram, Charlene Holloway, Shirley Lights, Andrea Jackson, Pamela Renee Smith, and Gilbert Lomax Jr., the CEO of Philly Live Radio. But most of all, my thanks go out to you, Facebook, friends, and family, for joining us, because without your participation, we could not make it. I want to thank you for all your support. Next, on March 18th, because I'm every other week now, my guest would be the fantastic, here she go, sensational Starlene Bay, and she's from Philadelphia. So I want to thank you. Be safe and have a good night. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.